Hey there, so today we have another review, and this is a beer courtesy of Will, thank you so much. And this is Kane and Aslin Waimea Punch. This is a IPA, 7.2%, and it is brewed with, I assume, Waimea hops.
I hope so.
So.
Otherwise that's
passion fruit and lactose, and brewed actually at Kane, New Jersey. Aslin is from Virginia, so let's dig into beer. Beer comes in a light amber color, maybe?
It almost looks like a ruby red grapefruit juice to me. It's
nice haze on that. Let's get the aroma on this one.
Yeah.
You get that candied kind of fruity quality. I'm actually getting some grapefruit.
And some papaya.
Papaya, ruby red grapefruit, sweet mango, sweet passion fruit. There's a little bit of candy quality.
Not too much of the malt coming through. It's a little overpowered.
And a little bit of like acidity from maybe something like passion fruit or mango. The flesh really has a little bit of acidity to it, so cheers.
Yeah, cheers, man.
I really like that up front. It is passion fruit juice. It is mango juice. It sells punch.
Certainly. I'm getting a lot of papaya on it.
Yeah, fresh tropical fruit juice kind of qualities. Papaya as well, yeah.
It's interesting. It's a little hard to differentiate the hops from the fruit, maybe. I'm not that familiar with Waimea. I mean, I've had it in conjunction with other hops and beers, but never singled out like this. And
the lactose sweetness, I assume,
definitely
accentuates some of that fruit punchy kind of flavor. A really concentrated. If anything, it reminds me of something like a frozen orange concentrate block that you would reconstitute.
Interesting.
Something like that. It has a nice intensity of fruit flavor.
It definitely, the lactose definitely brings some sweetness to the natural sour factor that the fruit juice is bringing. Like the person who gave me these cans described it as a sour beer, a sour hoppy beer, even though it's not, as far as I know, brewed with any sour agents at all.
So it could be the trick of acidity from the fruit juice. It's a nice mouthfeel for 7.2. I guess the lactose helps that.
It does have a 7.2.
Yeah,
it does.
But the finish is
it's a little bitter.
Yeah,
a little astringent maybe. I mean,
not really astringent for me. Astringent dries and puckers.
Oh, for me, I definitely get a little astringency, but
you get earthiness, and
we've reviewed here a couple of these IPAs that have fruit in them. They all seem to have that some kind of problem on the finish that the fruit brings to the hops, and I don't know if it's the way that the chemistry of the fruit addition interacts with the hops or what, but the finish is never spot on with these beers, it seems.
Yeah, not always. And this for me is another one of those beers that sort of tricks you into liking it, but it really is not quite.
It is 70% of the beer is great, and then the actual act of swallowing ruins it.
Yeah, that's a good point. If you just had to spit out this beer, it'd be fine. But if you had to really enjoy it, it's really not.
Right, wine tasting style, just boom.
But you still probably get that aftertaste. So actually, that's a good point.
That's true.
So what are your overall impressions? What do you rate this?
It's an interesting project for a beer, right? I mean, I can admire. I like the idea of putting fruits into these beers. You think all these hops are supposed to bring fruity flavors. They never have quite come together for me. It's certainly better than the mango varieties of beers that I've tried and we've tried, but it's in that B-ish range.
Yeah.
Maybe if I was going to be generous, I'd say 85.
Yeah. Yeah, we've actually talked about this beer a little bit.
Yeah.
For sure, it is definitely. We certainly do not agree with the Untappd rating on this one. Right now,
what was the Untappd rating?
4.25, very high rating. For me, not even close.
That's just, I understand as someone who's waited in line for beer that when you wait in line for a beer, you kind of want to, you're going to spot it half a point because you
the fruitiness works. It has a nice kind of acidity to it. It has a little bit of that kind of fruit burn to it, but the finish falls apart. It's really not quite an IPA with fruit added to me. It tastes... Something's not right there. There's some certain imbalance. There's a little bit too much fruit juice. The base beer doesn't really stand up to it.
Yeah.
The finish is quite poor. How about this? It's a beer that you maybe can enjoy. It's again one of these like show off beers. You can enjoy a good flight 5 ounce, 4 ounce pour. You like that fruitiness up front, but you're not really going to want to drink a good amount of it. And we're splitting this can right now.
Yeah.
And if it were up to me, we would not want to have to finish this can, right?
Let's put it this way. I offered for you to take a can home to review, and you were like, let's just review it right now.
Yeah, let's review it right now.
That's,
which I
maybe
really,
85 is too high. Maybe
because I really don't want to sit down and try to drink this beer because I won't finish this beer well.
So maybe it's in the 70s then. Like let's come down to earth.
So what are you revising your rating to be?
I mean, let's just call it a C plus then. Let's put it at 75.
Sure. I'll give it a 76.
It's ambitious.
The Trois Cabrones was probably a little bit better. Yeah, so let's give it a 77.
It's certainly better than the mango beers. The mango beers were just flat out undrinkable, and we probably rated them too high, however we gave it a rating. But
so until next time, guys, cheers.
Cheers. And if you need a can,
hugely dissenting from the ratings, by the way.
I have 3 more cans, so in the comments, please let me know if you want one.
Yeah, shout out to all. Until next time, guys, cheers. Later.